A lot of you are asking me how to get started on simplifying your life, and there's three things that I always keep in mind. First, simplify. Process of elimination. You want to let go of the things that are no longer serving you. You want to let go of the clutter, the noise, the distraction, the things that are keeping you as this lower version of yourself. So if there's subscriptions that you're not using, if there's clutter in your closet, things that remind you of a past season, you want to start with getting rid of first. Bad relationships, so category by category. It's not just the stuff, it's also people. I'm not saying get rid of them, but maybe distance yourself from them if they are not helping you become this higher version of yourself that you want to become. That's part of the elevation process. So elevating is keeping your standards high. Instead of looking for cheap dopamine and two or three dupes of something, save your money and buy what you really want. And elevating also helps you come up to that level of realizing, why am I doing these lower things? Why am I? What is it that's triggering this? Is it a past experience? Is it how I was raised? Is it just pride? Is it just, I think I deserve this, I want this? Those are the things that are keeping you stuck. And so first you have to confront and get honest with yourself. Why am I doing this? Why do I need to keep thrifting? Is it the thrill of the hunt? Do I really need more junk? Am I justifying it by saying, well, it's secondhand, so I'm helping the economy and I'm helping, and that's all great. Again, these videos are for the women. If you feel that you are stuck, if you feel you are suffocating, if you feel like you are not this version of yourself that you want and you're tired of it and you're ready to change, these videos are for those people. And there's so many of them. I get so many messages on Instagram of women that they're just drowning, they're suffocating, they're overweight, their closets are packed, they don't feel good about themselves, they're running a race, they're buying and returning, they're constantly hunting and then they're drinking high caffeinated beverages from like Starbucks that cost a ton of money, going through Chick-fil-A drive-through, feeding the problem. So inflammation, all of those seed oils, all of these things, they just keep, basically it's like this never-ending cycle. And then you get online and there's all these influencers who say, yeah, you need this, you got to have this, you got to have that, this is going to change your life. And it's not going to change your life. You're not going to magically all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm a totally different person because I bought this lamp, or I bought this non-slip bath mat, or this kitchen gadget that changed my life. It just leads to more of what you don't want, which is more clutter, more anxiety. So you first have to confront the issues, get honest with yourself, okay? And I had to reach a point where I was just like pissed. I was pissed. And instead of blaming everybody, I was like, man, I'm doing this to myself. I'm the problem. And if I'm the problem, I gotta fix it. And I had to get to the point of disgust. I couldn't just cut up my credit cards. I had to close them. I had to give myself no way out to get back into that same pattern. And then I had to move. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I'm suffocating. I gotta move. And that's what propelled me getting rid of 80% of our stuff and just pushing ourselves, literally forcing ourselves to come up to a higher level. And it's a messy process because it's really emotional and there's a lot of baggage and unpacking, and it's not like this smooth sailing. You're it's chaotic. So once you deal with the spending and the outside stuff, then you got to deal with your body. You're like, man, what did this 10 years of impulse shopping and 10 years of thrifting and 10 years of buying and returning do to my body? You're inflamed, your hormones are imbalanced. My hair was falling out. I had zero hair after I finally realized I'm a friggin' mess, and I was out of shape, and I was in my 30s. And then I got sad because I realized I spent so many great years in my 20s and 30s wasted. And then in my 40s, which is where I'm at now, I'm getting that back. I'm taking it back, and it's not an easy, like I said, smooth sailing, because life happens. Sometimes you have to pause on what it is you're doing, pivot, and help members of your family. I gotta be there for my husband, and assist with his business and with the kids. And so you're kind of bouncing all over the place, and you just pivot as you go. I always tell people, pivot, keep pivoting, just make the adjustments, pause, but don't stop, because once you stop, you got to build that momentum back up. And that's where it's hard, because you were already heading somewhere and then the momentum stopped and now you got to start all over. That's where it gets even more difficult. So simplify. Process of elimination. Declutter, purge. Before you start organizing and getting bins and getting more things that you don't need, simplify, and then elevate your standards. Get the nice pieces. They're gonna last. The marble, the the wood, the linen, the wool, all of these beautiful pieces are gonna last. They're gonna be so much better than all of those cheap dupes from Temu and Shein and all the polyester and all of the junk. It's all junk that feeds a system that doesn't like you. It's feeding a system that you're trying to get out of, feeding a system that you're stuck in. To get out of that system, you have to come up higher. So it's not being super frugal and being like, oh, I can't get anything. Maybe for a time period, you're going to pull back, but it's getting your self-image higher to say, you know what? Not to know I deserve this. This I deserve. I'm going to go do it. It doesn't come from pride. See, the old you is like, I deserve this, so I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get this coffee. I deserve this. I deserve this purse. I deserve this vacation. I deserve this. Like, who do you think I am? That stems from pride and arrogance. The new you is, you are, the items are a reflection of the new you. You've saved for it. You are patiently waiting for that item, or you have made the necessary changes, and now the quality is what you desire. You desire the quality, and you want those quality pieces to be around you. Quality pieces and natural elements, there is a difference. There's a shift in them because they have a frequency. Did you know that linen functions at a 5,000 hertz frequency? And if you go back all the way to like, years ago, thousands of years ago, linen was the fabric that was used in so many different ceremonial things because it's nurturing and healing. So linen bedding, when you're rolling around it, it's actually healing you. The fabric is healing you. There's a big difference than that in polyester bedding. Polyester bedding is toxic plastic, basically, you're rolling around in. Now, I'm not saying don't ever have any polyester. I've got some throw blankets that are polyester. I mean, sometimes it is more budget friendly, but what I'm saying is overall, you're elevating your standards to quality pieces, organic cotton. So some of these things, wool, if you're not allergic to wool functions at a higher frequency. So when you're looking at wood and natural stones and different things like that, these things actually reciprocate, like they have energies, and that's not a new age thing, but it's much better than just a bunch of glued, plastic, sprayed with chemicals. I mean, everybody is buying all of these cheap Amazon pieces of furniture and saying it's an RH lookalike. It is not an RH lookalike. There's nothing about it that's RH. Because it just has a fluted front, you think it's RH lookalike. It's not. These are plastic covered pressed sawdust glued together to make it look like wood. Some of them have an oak veneer or wood, or a wood top, which, yes, if you're on a budget, I'm not saying not buy any of that stuff, but if your whole house is that and you've got those as nightstands and you're rolling to the side and you're breathing that in and wondering why you wake up feeling groggy with a headache, or you're laying next to a nightstand that is sawdust glued together with formaldehyde sprayed all over it, so it's high in VOCs, and you're wondering why you feel like junk. Now, that might not be the only thing. Could be your polyester sheets that you're rolling around. It could be the mattress that has glue, memory foam mattress that's glued together, or has fiberglass in it. Like, there's so many things that people buy just because somebody tells them to buy it, because it's a dupe, it's cheap. Oh, look at this dupe I got that looks like it. Your spirit knows it's fake. Like, it knows. Every time you walk past that dupe, you're saying, this is good enough for me. It's a dupe. It's fine. Now, if you're in college and you're just starting out, I get it. But if you're in your 40s, like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about women who are in their 40s and 50s and 30s, even, like, whatever age, and you're just continually shopping like this college student and filling your house with that for your kids. You're telling your kids this is acceptable, to keep filling your home with meaningless, cheap junk. Meanwhile, those 3 dupes are costing more than the one quality item. So a lot of this simplify, elevate, that leads you to freedom. It gets you out of a rat race, and it gets you out of bondage with these habits and this thinking. It's really a thinking of I would never buy that. I'm not gonna go buy that thing. Like, I don't shop at Walmart. I don't have anything against it. Well, I guess I do. I just don't like it. I don't shop at Walmart. I don't trust their food. I don't trust their products, and I know there's trends of buying teeny tiny frames and sticking them all over your house and filling up a wall with these miniature gallery frames that look like they belong in a dollhouse. Oh, they're $7 each. Yeah, you're still wasting your money. And so, again, some people like that, but I prefer not to shop at Walmart. I don't shop at Big Lots. I don't shop at Payless Shoes, if that still exists. I just don't shop at those things. In fact, there's only a select few places that I shop because I don't need much. And what I do need, I already know it's going to be more because the quality's there. And I'd like to support smaller businesses sometimes as well. So I stay away from those big box stores. Doesn't mean I don't get anything there. Of course, I get things on Amazon. Target sometimes has great stuff. But it's the overall mentality of buying everything from Target, buying everything from Walmart, or hunting. And that was me before. I would go to Target just to see what they had in the clearance aisles. And I would hit those end caps like, ooh, you wouldn't believe. Ooh, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. It was a thrill. There was something deeper and more an underlying issue that was causing me to behave that way. And you always reap what you sow. So you're behaving that way for a long period of time. Like, I had tons of debt, high interest. I didn't care. I got it on a deal. Okay, so I'm saving 50%, but I'm paying 38% compounded on top of every month because I'm not paying it off. There's no deal. It's a mental game that you think you're winning. And then I would go to the Container Store and get containers. These were nice containers. Oh, this stuff deserves to be organized. So then you're looking at like 500. I think I racked up $3,000 at the Container Store probably 10 years ago because I thought I need to have all of these containers. Oh, I got to get a label maker, I gotta label it all. So I was so proud of like, oh, I have all this stuff labeled, organized clutter. Bottom line is you're wasting your life. Get the good stuff. Buy the good stuff. You will cherish it. You'll take care of it. You can use it like a nice marble tray. I love some of these marble trays because they can be functional as candle trays on top of books. I can use them for any season, Christmas, put ornaments in it, as a soap dish. I mean, really, just one piece has so many uses. And I think that's way better than a bunch of meaningless junky pieces that have barely any uses that just get stacked or stored because you don't know what to do with it. The kitchen stuff is what really gets me. All of these gadgets. Yes, some of them can make your life better. Some of the gadgets can really help. And if you're a cook and you're in the kitchen a lot and you don't need those things, but there is some ridiculous ones like this coffee bong thing. I did a parody video on it last year and it's so ridiculous. I mean, this thing is like 5 feet high, glass, and this girl was like, oh, you can do a coffee party with all of your friends. And I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and then you're doing just to promote something that's super cheap, ridiculous. If it tips over, I mean, it looks like a big old bong. You got to store that giant glass tube for what? What's the purpose of this? And people are like, oh my gosh, that's so great. Or those koozies that are, they say Pepsi and Mountain Dew, and then this lady who was well in her 50s or 60s was like, I can pretend that I'm drinking a Pepsi. Instead, it's a beer. Shh. And I wrote on her page, like, why would you do that? Because a kid can pick that up and think, oh, this is a Pepsi and it's a beer. And you're laughing about it, thinking that it's funny. It's stupid. $15 for all those is a waste of money. And okay, maybe you're getting it for a gag gift for something, but these women were promoting it like it was like this great, latest and greatest thing to have in real life, to have as a part of your lifestyle. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, snap out of this. Oh, that's so great. I need that. No, you don't. You can do just fine with just regular things. So my stance is all about simplifying and elevating your life. That means going back to the basic things, like the simple things. This correlates with organic modern living and organic modern lifestyle. It's basically, you're tapping into the modern elements, the modern things, but you're sticking with the organic, the natural, the simple ways of doing things. Simple eating. You could take this in any area of your life, from eating to clothes to lifestyle to whatever. It's simple, but it's, like, I guess I would say, for food, let's just say for food, instead of having these extravagant recipes with tons of sauces and tons of fats all the time. Yes, there's a time for that, but your basic food should just be simple, whole food, right? Fruits, veggies, meats, eggs, grass-fed butter, cheese, like simple things. And so it's tapping back into cutting all of the extras that you think you need, all of those sauces, all of those calories, and all of those extra things, and getting back to like the simple roots of living. Natural cleaning products instead of all of these things with chemicals in it. So it's just a capsule wardrobe is a great thing. Keeping what you wear, and if you don't wear it, unless it's something for like a special occasion or something like that, but if you just have a closet full of things that you don't wear because you love shopping and finding a good deal, you know, that's going to build up to anxiety every time you get in your closet. Oh, I should wear this or whatever. Go bless somebody with the extra. So this elevated organic modern lifestyle is basically you're tapping into the modern things that you need today to use, but you're just simplifying. You're cutting all of those extras that everybody says you need. Most of the time, you don't need all of those extras, and those are the things that are overwhelming you. Those are the things that are causing you stress. You're trying to find a spot for it. You get home and there's stuff everywhere. There's too much. Like, think of a kid in a playroom. When there's too much, they're like, I'm out of here. I'm not playing in here. They're screaming after 10 minutes because there's too much. So what I used to do with my kids is I would rotate the toys, and put some aside and then bring them out a month later or whatever, rotate them instead of the kid having access to so much stuff. Because when they have access to so much stuff, they're overwhelmed, they're overstimulated. Kids' rooms should be a place for them to be creative, but also get a good night's rest, sleep well. This is why I keep my kids' rooms very simple. I do not allow them to have a lot of stuff displayed because I know it's going to bother them and it'll affect their sleep. Plus, it's more to clean, and it's just, again, clutter. So keeping tabs on that and keeping that in order, just having an orderly household really is a big deal, because everything stems from your house. For a woman, like, everything starts there and then branches out, and having a sense of order and peace will help you build confidence to be this better self, because you're going to feel that you're in control and not out of control. This stuff's not controlling you, but you are controlling it, and that gives us as women really just a better outlook. We feel better. When we feel better, everything around us kind of shifts to being better. Our relationship and everything just gets better. This lifestyle you can also do anywhere. A big house, little house, apartment, condo, it doesn't matter your age. It's things that you can implement right where you're at with what you have. So start with what you have. Usually we have too much, is what I'm saying. Let go of what you don't need, what's not necessary, but then don't feel like, oh, I can't, I have to be so frugal that I can't buy anything. Bring in one at a time, or there's a good sale on an item that you really love. Bring in those pieces that you love, and then bring in those pieces that you love and allow those pieces to be front and center, to elevate you, to feel, oh man, I really like this. Because when you walk by something that you love, it feels good. You're like, oh, I love that piece, versus walking by something that you're like, yeah, it's okay, I got it because it was a good deal, or I saw this girl had it, and it'll do for now. Well, you're walking by that every single day, and all that's doing is depositing a seed in you of, yeah, I'm okay with mediocre, and that branches out into your whole life. I'm okay with this. It's crazy how one little thing like that, a bunch of things slide when you just start being okay with mediocre. Yeah, I'm okay with this. This will do. You have to get to the point. When I made all of those changes, I got pissed. I was like, this is not okay. I am better than this. Like, my kids deserve better than this. My husband deserves better than this. I know I can do better. I know it. Why am I allowing this to tell me, like, what I'm worth? Why am I allowing this to then, like, control my life? No, not anymore. I just got pissed. I'm like, this is it. We are not doing this anymore. We're not living this way anymore. We're gonna have the life of freedom that God, desires for us to have. He doesn't want anyone to be in bondage, especially distracted with stuff and physical bondage in a sick body that you can't do the things that you're called to do. He wants you to run your race. How can you run your race if you feel like junk all the time? So stir yourself up, get that fire inside you, and demand more of yourself, and just keep moving forward. And remember, simplify, elevate, brings you to freedom.